Most people believe delay is harmless. They tell themselves, I'll think about it tomorrow. I'll decide when I'm ready. There's no rush. But delay is never neutral. Delay is a thief. Every time you postpone a decision, you give away momentum, you hand your future to hesitation, and you let fear plant its roots deeper into your mind. Think of the moments that have shaped your life. Did they come from waiting or from deciding? The truth is, nothing important has ever been built on hesitation. Every bridge was finished because someone decided. Every fortune was started because someone decided. Every legacy exists because a man or woman decided fast, while others were still debating. Napoleon Hill declared that successful people reach decisions promptly, and change them, if at all, slowly. Failures, on the other hand, make decisions very slowly, and change them often and quickly. This contrast is the dividing line between destiny and drift. When you decide fast, you create energy. When you delay, you drain energy. Imagine two people facing the same opportunity. One says, let me think about it. Days pass, weeks pass, and the chance disappears. The other decides in the moment, yes, I'll commit. I'll act now. That one choice sets events in motion, builds momentum, and changes everything. 10 years later, one man is still wondering what could have been, the other is living what he once only imagined. The power is not in perfect knowledge. The power is in decision. A moving train can change tracks, but a train standing still goes nowhere. Action creates clarity. Delay multiplies confusion. Every time you hesitate, the weight of indecision grows heavier, until it crushes initiative altogether. This is why Napoleon Hill taught that indecision is the seedling of fear. The longer you wait, the stronger fear becomes. The faster you decide, the weaker fear grows. Every decision, big or small, is either training your mind to act or training your mind to hesitate. So today, you will learn how to force your mind into fast decisions, and in doing so, escape the trap of delay. This is not reckless impulse, it is disciplined decisiveness. It is the difference between drifting through life waiting for certainty, and directing your life by creating certainty through action. By the end of this lesson, you will know why delay is the hidden tax on every dream, and why decisiveness is the only currency that buys freedom. More than that, you will have the tools to practice fast, firm decision-making every day until it becomes your nature. Ask yourself right now, what has hesitation already cost you? How many chances slipped away while you were thinking it over? How much longer will you let delay hold your future hostage? Today is the turning point. Decide now to listen, decide now to apply, and decide now to escape delay, before delay robs another year of your life. Delay is subtle, and that is what makes it so dangerous. It whispers that you are being careful, that you are protecting yourself from mistakes, that you are simply waiting for the right time. But the truth is harsher. Delay is nothing but fear in disguise, and every time you surrender to it, you lose ground you will never get back. Think of the mornings when you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow came, and the same excuse followed, not today, soon. Days become weeks, weeks become months, and suddenly a year is gone. The pain of delay is not just lost time, it is the erosion of confidence, the quiet corrosion of your belief in yourself. You begin to wonder if you are capable at all, not because you failed, but because you never began. Opportunities do not wait. While you hesitate, someone else acts. While you debate, someone else decides. The market moves, the job offer expires, the relationship drifts apart, the energy fades. Life is not frozen while you delay, life is moving forward, and delay leaves you behind. Napoleon Hill described the drifting man, the one who waits, who cannot decide, who lets circumstances dictate his future. The drifter's life is filled with unfinished projects, half-hearted attempts, and endless somedays. He is always preparing, always planning, but rarely executing. At first, it looks like harmless caution. In the end, it becomes a pattern of self-sabotage that steals both success and peace of mind. The cost of delay compounds. The first time you hesitate, you feel only a small sting of regret. The second time, it grows heavier. Eventually, hesitation becomes habit, and habit becomes identity. You start to believe that you are indecisive, that you are destined to always be late, always be second, always miss the window. That belief becomes a prison stronger than any chains. And here is the cruelest part: delay disguises itself as safety. You tell yourself, I will decide when I have more information. I will act when I feel ready. I will wait until the perfect moment. But perfection never arrives. Waiting becomes endless. The years blur together, and you look back to find that what you thought was caution was actually surrender. Consider this: how many inventions were never built, how many businesses were never started, how many dreams were never lived, not because the person lacked talent, but because they delayed until the spark was gone. The cemetery, it has been said, is the richest place in the world, full of ideas, plans, and dreams that were buried by delay. The pain of delay is deeper than lost wealth or lost time. It is the quiet ache of unrealized potential. It is knowing you could have been more, but chose to hesitate. That pain follows a man into his old age, and no excuse can soften it. When you delay, you train your mind to expect more delay. Every not yet strengthens the grip of hesitation, until even small decisions feel overwhelming. The habit of postponement poisons every area of life: your health, your career, your relationships, your spirit. Delay becomes the thief not only of action, but of identity. This is why indecision must be confronted. You cannot afford to make peace with delay. It will cost you your confidence, your opportunities, your destiny. Napoleon Hill warned that failure can always be traced to lack of decision. And if you look honestly at your past, you will see this truth: the moments you delayed are the moments you lost. So feel the pain now. Remember the doors that closed while you hesitated. Remember the regret that lingers from the chances you let slip away. That pain is the teacher. That pain is the fuel. If you do not confront it, you will repeat it. Today, you must choose: keep paying the endless cost of delay, or decide fast and escape it forever. Napoleon Hill studied the lives of hundreds of the most successful men of his era: industrial giants, inventors, presidents, leaders of nations. Across all those lives, he found one quality repeated so consistently that he declared it a law: successful people make decisions quickly and firmly. Failure, he wrote, can always be traced to the habit of indecision. In Think and Grow Rich, Hill warned, indecision is the seedling of fear. This single statement reveals why delay is deadly. Every time you hesitate, you are not protecting yourself, you are watering fear. Each moment of doubt allows the seed of fear to grow roots deeper into your mind, until it controls you more than you control it. Fear does not arrive fully formed, it grows in the soil of indecision. Hill contrasted the decisive achiever with the wavering drifter. The achiever decides quickly and changes decisions, if at all, slowly. The drifter makes decisions slowly and changes them often and quickly. One builds momentum, the other loses it. One commands opportunity, the other is commanded by circumstances. This principle is not about recklessness. Hill never suggested rushing blindly into chaos. He spoke of decisiveness as a discipline, a deliberate mastery of mind. To decide fast is to seize control of your destiny, to declare that you will act in the face of uncertainty rather than surrender to it. Action can be corrected, hesitation cannot be undone. Think of the leaders Hill studied: Henry Ford, for example. He was mocked for refusing to change his vision when critics said it was impossible. Yet his firmness of decision built an empire. Contrast that with countless inventors who hesitated, delayed, and allowed others to claim the rewards of their ideas. The world remembers the decisive, it forgets the hesitant. Hill also observed that decisiveness is the twin of persistence. Once a man decides, persistence is what carries that decision through difficulty. Without the first step of decision, persistence has no foundation. A man who cannot decide has nothing to persist in, he is always starting, never finishing. The principle is simple but severe: your entire future rests on the quality of your decisions. Every fortune, every achievement, every breakthrough begins with a decision. Every failure, every regret, every wasted life begins with delay. This is why Hill placed decision among the central laws of success. It is the turning point where desire becomes action. Ask yourself, how many of your past regrets trace back not to a wrong decision, but to no decision at all. How many times would even a poor choice have taught you more than endless waiting? Hill's teaching is clear: failure is not the result of wrong action nearly as often as it is the result of no action. The man who acts can correct his course. The man who hesitates remains lost. To decide is to claim power. To delay is to give it away. Napoleon Hill insisted that success belongs to the man who commands himself, who forces his mind into order by deciding quickly and standing firm. That discipline of decision is the very foundation of character. Without it, no other trait can stand. So remember Hill's principle: indecision is fear's seedling, but decision is faith in action. Every fast, firm choice you make weakens fear and strengthens faith. And with each decisive act, you train your mind to trust itself, to move forward without hesitation, to attract success through discipline. There are two paths that stand before every person: the path of decisiveness and the path of delay. Napoleon Hill called those who hesitate and drift through life drifters. To drift is to surrender choice to circumstance, to let the winds of doubt push you wherever they will. And this wrong path, the path of delay and indecision, is the path most people follow, often without realizing it. The drifter wakes each morning with vague intentions. He says, "I should start that project. I should make that call. I should write that plan." But instead of deciding, he pushes it to later. Later becomes tomorrow, tomorrow becomes next week, and soon the intention fades. Nothing is finished. Nothing is gained. He convinces himself he is cautious, when in truth he is simply weak in decision. This wrong path is seductive because it feels safe. To delay a choice is to avoid risk in the moment. But in reality, delay only multiplies risk. The drifter avoids the discomfort of acting, but inherits the agony of regret. He avoids small mistakes, but embraces the great failure of a wasted life. The disciplined man, by contrast, is not free from fear. He simply refuses to let fear dictate his decisions. He wakes with the same doubts, the same obstacles, but he decides quickly: I will begin now. He chooses, he acts, and he builds. While the drifter hesitates and imagines, the disciplined man commits and creates. Consider the wrong path in everyday choices. The drifter delays choosing his career path until opportunity passes. He delays investing until the best years are gone. He delays commitment in relationships until love has slipped away. Every delay feels small, but the sum of delays is a wasted destiny. The disciplined man faces the same crossroads but acts decisively, learning through action what the drifter never discovers. Napoleon Hill warned that drifting becomes a habit, and habit becomes identity. The drifter starts by postponing a single choice, but over time he trains his mind to expect delay in everything. Soon, even the simplest decision, what to say, where to go, when to act, becomes paralyzing. He lives in constant hesitation, a prisoner of his own mind. The disciplined man builds the opposite identity. Every fast, firm decision reinforces self-trust. He learns that action creates clarity, that momentum is a greater teacher than thought. While the drifter's confidence shrinks with every hesitation, the disciplined man's confidence grows with every choice. The gap between them widens until they no longer inhabit the same world. This is the wrong path, the path of hesitation, of maybe later, of surrendering control to doubt. It looks harmless day by day, but over years it is devastating. It leads to missed opportunities, broken confidence, wasted potential, and a destiny that never rises above mediocrity. Do not walk this path. Do not let indecision disguise itself as safety. Recognize delay for what it truly is, the silent destroyer of dreams. The wrong path is easy to follow, but its end is bitterness. Napoleon Hill made it clear: success belongs only to those who decide. Those who drift are carried to failure by their own refusal to act. If the wrong path is hesitation, the right mechanism is disciplined decision. Napoleon Hill observed that the mind, left without direction, will drift. But when you force the mind to decide quickly, you place it on rails. Discipline is that invisible track, guiding your energy toward achievement instead of scattering it across endless hesitation. Think of a locomotive. Its power is enormous, but without tracks, it cannot move even an inch. The rails give it direction, stability, and purpose. Your mind is the locomotive. Decision is the track. Without decision, your strength and ambition spin in place. With decision, that same energy becomes unstoppable momentum, carrying you straight toward your goals. This mechanism works because decision transforms thought into action. A desire, no matter how strong, remains powerless until converted by decision. The moment you say, "I will," your brain shifts from imagination to execution. Resources are found, ideas take shape, people align, opportunities reveal themselves. But none of this happens while you linger in maybe. Consider the chain of cause and effect. Delay breeds fear. Fear breeds weakness. Weakness breeds surrender. But decision breaks the chain. Decision breeds action. Action breeds clarity. Clarity breeds confidence. Confidence breeds persistence. Persistence breeds success. One choice to decide quickly sets in motion a cycle that lifts you higher, just as one choice to delay sets in motion a cycle that drags you down. Napoleon Hill described decision as the spark that ignites persistence. Without decision, there is nothing to persist in. But once a decision is made, persistence carries it through difficulty. This is why decisive people appear fearless. They are not free from fear, they simply act before fear has time to grow. The mechanism also explains why delay weakens the mind. Every hesitation tells your subconscious that you cannot trust yourself. Over time, this erodes confidence. But every quick, firm decision trains your mind to believe in its own power. The more you decide, the stronger the habit becomes. The stronger the habit, the easier it is to act. Soon, decisiveness becomes identity. Picture a river. Left unchecked, it spreads into swamps and puddles, losing strength. But when guided by banks, it flows with force, carving valleys, generating power. Your thoughts, left without decision, spread weakly into endless options. But when disciplined by decision, they concentrate, gather speed, and create results that shape your world. The right mechanism is not perfect foresight, it is committed action. Those who wait for certainty never move. Those who decide create certainty by moving. This is why Hill insisted that fortunes are built not by the cautious, but by the decisive. A man who decides quickly can correct his course. A man who delays never leaves the shore. Understand this clearly, decision is not just a choice, it is a force. Each decisive act reinforces your power, builds momentum, strengthens character, and attracts success. The mechanism is self-reinforcing. The more you use it, the more powerful it becomes. So when you face your next crossroad, remember the mechanism. To hesitate is to drift, to decide is to command. Decision places your mind on rails, converts desire into action, and turns scattered energy into unstoppable progress. That is the right mechanism, and it is always within your control. A principle without a practice is powerless. Napoleon Hill emphasized that knowledge must be organized into plans, and plans must be put into action at once. To escape the trap of delay, you need a framework that does not merely inspire you, but forces you to move. Here are 5 decisive steps, practical actions that train your mind to decide fast, act firmly, and build the discipline that attracts success. Step 1. Command the first hour. Your day is either won or lost in the opening hour. Delay is strongest in the morning, when excuses are freshest and hesitation is tempting. To counter this, decide in advance exactly how your first hour will unfold. Wake at a set time, no negotiations. Begin with a physical act, stretch, push-ups, a walk that tells your body, we are moving. Then go directly into one high-value task, no matter how small, related to your chief aim. By conquering the first hour, you declare authority over the day. You remove the space where hesitation breeds. Napoleon Hill taught that definiteness of purpose is vital. A structured morning is definiteness in action. It proves you lead your mind instead of letting delay lead you. Step 2. Decide before emotion. Delay thrives when you wait to feel like it. Feelings are unreliable, they change with weather, with mood, with fatigue. Discipline begins when you decide before emotion enters. Each night, write down tomorrow's top 3 priorities. Commit to them as non-negotiable. In the morning, you do not ask, do I feel like it? You act because the decision was already made. This habit eliminates the mental debate that feeds delay. You act because the choice exists outside the moment's weakness. It is a pre-decision, and pre-decision builds strength. Step 3, small wins, big momentum. Indecision feels overwhelming because the mountain looks too high. The mechanism to break it is momentum through small wins. Choose a task you can complete in 10 to 15 minutes. Finish it fully. Then leverage the energy into a larger task. Each small win is a vote for decisiveness. It tells your mind, we act quickly and finish. Confidence compounds with every completed action. Just as delay grows stronger with each hesitation, decisiveness grows stronger with each win. Step 4, shrink the options. A major cause of delay is too many choices. When the mind faces endless possibilities, it freezes. Discipline requires narrowing the field. Limit yourself to one clear goal at a time. Eliminate tasks that do not align with it. Use simple rules. If it does not move me toward my chief aim, it is out. This shrinking of options frees your energy. You no longer waste time debating. You decide fast because there are fewer decisions to make. Simplicity strengthens discipline. Step 5, make discipline automatic. The final step is to turn decisiveness from effort into identity. You cannot rely on willpower forever, you must embed decision into habit. Anchor new habits to existing ones. After brushing your teeth, review your plan. After breakfast, take one decisive action. Track decisions daily. Note each time you acted without hesitation. Celebrate decisive choices, no matter how small, to reinforce the identity. I am a person who decides quickly and acts firmly. Over time, this repetition shifts decisiveness from conscious struggle to unconscious reflex. You will no longer battle delay, you will bypass it, because your identity rejects hesitation. Key bringing it together. These 5 steps command the first hour, decide before emotion, stack small wins, shrink the options, and automate discipline, form a complete cycle. They dismantled the excuses of delay and replaced them with structures of action. Napoleon Hill reminded us that every great achievement begins with a decision. By practicing these 5 steps daily, you train your mind to decide fast, escape delay, and build the discipline that draws success into your life. The steps are not theory, they are rails for your locomotive, banks for your river. They turn scattered energy into directed force. Follow them, and you will not merely hope for success, you will command it. No matter how strong your plan, resistance will rise against it. Napoleon Hill observed that every mind contains 2 voices, the voice of faith and the voice of fear. Fear expresses itself as resistance, excuses, distractions, temptations, and failures disguised as warnings. To escape delay, you must recognize resistance for what it is and counter it with deliberate strategies. 1. The temptation of comfort. Resistance whispers, stay comfortable. Delay a little longer. Rest before you act. This is the oldest and strongest form of resistance, because comfort is seductive. The bed is warm, the couch is soft, the easy option always feels safer than the hard one. But comfort is the enemy of decision. Counter, deliberately embrace small discomforts. Rise at the first alarm. Begin work before you feel ready. Choose the task that stretches you. By proving you can act despite discomfort, you weaken its hold. Hill wrote that greatness is achieved only when a man is willing to pay the price. The price is discomfort, and the reward is power. 2. The distraction of noise. Resistance also comes as noise, social media, trivial tasks, endless notifications. The drifter drowns in noise and mistakes activity for progress. The decisive man protects silence. Counter, creates sacred blocks of time where nothing interrupts you. Turn off notifications, shut doors, clear your desk. Guard focus like treasure. He'll emphasize definiteness of purpose. Silence creates the environment where purpose flourishes. 3. The fear of failure. Many delays are not caused by laziness but by fear of choosing wrong, fear of wasting effort, fear of looking foolish. Fear convinces you that inaction is safer than action. But Hill revealed the truth, indecision is the worst failure of all. Counter, act quickly, then adjust. Replace the question, what if I fail, with, what if I learn? A wrong decision can be corrected, no decision cannot. Train your mind to see action as progress regardless of outcome. 4. The drain of willpower. Resistance grows stronger as the day advances. Decision fatigue makes you vulnerable to delay. Each hesitation drains energy, until by evening even small choices feel overwhelming. Counter, reduce choices. Pre-decide meals, clothes, schedules. Automate what you can. Save energy for high-value decisions. Hill noted that successful men simplify their lives to concentrate power. Simplification is armor against fatigue. 5. The shock of setbacks. Failure itself can become resistance. A plan collapses, a result disappoints, and delay sneaks in under the disguise of taking time to recover. Many never restart after a setback. Counter, expect setbacks as part of progress. Decide in advance that failure is feedback, not final. After each fall, act again immediately, even in a small way, to prove you are not defeated. Hill declared that every adversity carries the seed of equal or greater benefit. The seed is only discovered by decisive action after the fall. Key: the principle of counter-resistance. The truth is this: resistance is not a sign to stop, it is proof that you are moving in the right direction. Delay disguises itself as comfort, noise, fear, fatigue, or failure. But each can be countered by pre-decided strategies. Napoleon Hill insisted that success belongs to those who force their minds into discipline. Discipline is forged not in the absence of resistance, but in the mastery of it. Each time you act despite comfort, guard your silence, move despite fear, simplify choices, or rise after setbacks, you carve the habit of decisiveness deeper into your identity. Resistance will always appear. But so long as you decide quickly and act firmly, resistance becomes not an obstacle, but a training ground for greatness. Principles become real when practiced daily. Napoleon Hill stressed the importance of definiteness, knowing exactly what to do, and when. To escape delay, you need not vague inspiration but a structure of action. Here is a 30-day plan, a 4-week journey that will train your mind to decide fast, act firmly, and build the discipline that attracts success. Week 1, build the foundation of decision. Focus, small, fast choices. Each morning, decide your top 3 tasks before touching any device. Consciously choose discomfort once a day, take a cold shower, rise immediately at the alarm, or start the hardest task first. Keep a log of decisions made quickly. The goal is not perfection, but awareness. I decide fast, I act now. By the end of week 1, you will have retrained your mind to see decision as natural, not extraordinary. The foundation is awareness and speed. Week 2, strengthen against resistance. Focus, counters to delay. Create 2 sacred focus blocks daily where no distraction enters. When fear rises, use the phrase, I choose action over doubt. Then move immediately. Simplify choices, pre-plan meals, clothes, and work times to conserve willpower. By the end of week 2, you will notice resistance still appears, but your counters activate automatically. You are proving to yourself that delay is not stronger than decision. Week 3, build momentum with small wins. Focus, stacking victories. Begin each day with a small win you can finish in 10 to 15 minutes. Immediately follow it with a bigger task. Record your wins daily, no matter how minor. Momentum is fuel. As Hill explained, persistence grows with every decision honored. By week 3, your mind begins to expect action instead of delay. Week 4, identity and integration. Focus, becoming the decisive person. Anchor decisive habits to existing routines. After brushing teeth, review priorities. After breakfast, begin your hardest task. Share one daily decision publicly with a trusted partner or journal. Public commitment strengthens identity. Each night, declare, I am a decisive person. I do not drift. I act. By the end of week 4, decisiveness is no longer just a practice, it is who you are. The discipline is not forced from outside but flows from within. Key: bringing it together. 30 days is enough to reset identity. The drifter delays because he has practiced delay. The decisive man acts because he has practiced decision. This plan rewires your default from hesitation to action. Napoleon Hill wrote that every success begins with a decision. 30 days of daily decisions prove to your subconscious that you are a builder, not a drifter. Once the habit is set, you will find yourself deciding faster, acting firmer, and attracting the opportunities that discipline always brings. Do not underestimate these 4 weeks. They are not just tasks on a calendar, they are a rebirth of your mind into discipline. Decide now, act today, and 30 days from now, you will not recognize the power you have built. Decision is the rail that guides your power, the command that turns hesitation into action, and the habit that shapes your destiny. In 30 days of decisive practice, choosing discomfort, resisting distractions, stacking small wins, and anchoring discipline, you rewire your identity from a drifter into a builder. Napoleon Hill taught that success begins with one clear act of decision, and when you decide fast and act firmly, delay loses its grip and achievement becomes inevitable. Speak these words with force, not as wishes but as commands. They are not dreams, they are decisions written into your identity. I decide quickly and act firmly. I do not wait for feelings, I move with purpose. I reject delay, I silence fear, I master resistance, and I turn every choice into progress. Decision is my power, discipline is my path, and through them I attract success, wealth, and freedom into my life. The moment to decide is not tomorrow, it is now. You have heard the principles, the plan, and the affirmations. The next step is to declare your choice. If you are ready to escape delay and live with discipline, write in the comments, "I decide now." These 3 words are your public commitment, your first visible act of decisiveness. Share your city and the time you are listening. Let this become a map of decisive minds across the world, each person proving that the habit of decision is stronger than hesitation. If this message has spoken to you, do not keep it hidden. Like this video, share it with someone who needs the power of fast decision, and subscribe so that you never miss the next teaching that can change your life. Every act of engagement is not for the algorithm, it is for your identity. Every time you write, share, or affirm, you train your mind deeper into the habit of decisive action. Decision is forged in the moment you move, and this is your first move. You have taken the step to decide fast and escape delay. But decision alone is only the beginning. Once you decide, you must protect the path. And that path is guarded by focus. In the next episode, we will go deeper into the principle of concentration, how to focus so sharply that distractions dissolve, opportunities multiply, and wealth is drawn toward you. Napoleon Hill revealed that riches do not come to the scattered mind, but to the mind that is fixed, disciplined, and unwavering. So subscribe now, and turn on the notification bell. Do not let your next breakthrough depend on chance, let it arrive with certainty. The next step of your journey is waiting, focus deep to attract wealth.